conversation.
But the thing is you have to, what you have to do is you have to understand how to use a lead capture page. Most companies don't have that many lead capture pages ever in the life of that company. This is a matter of fact, the companies I've been associated might have had 2 or 3 at the most. The reason that they have 16 is because they're trying to allow you to to develop every single different type of niche possible. So you have to develop your whole marketing plan behind the lead capture page. That is that's going to tell you who you're going after. Okay. Because if I take, let's say that I'll give you a prime example. One of the lead capture pages in there is specifically for boss babes, but I'm marketing it to guys because I don't know any better. Okay. Well, am I going to get any guys with a boss babe lead capture page, Lynn?
No.
Right. And of course, when you're talking about that particular niche, that's exactly who you have to target. Okay. Military wives. Why military wives? Well, because they need additional money. The philosophy, the psychology behind it is that they are a niche that has not really been marketed to specifically. And Charles is correct about that. Okay. So he makes a specific lead capture page that you're targeting military wives. So if you're going after just random people and not targeting military wives with that lead capture page, you're wasting time and probably money in that capacity. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So does a person need to answer your question? No, a person doesn't necessarily need to have a domain name for every lead capture page there is, but you're going to want to have several so that you can specifically use them. Now, if I'm going after boss babes, then I'm going to go and buy me a $15 a year domain that's about boss babes. If I'm going to go after military wives, then I'm going to go buy a domain that specifically speaks to military wives and so on and so forth. So I may end up having 5 to 10 different domains. And one of the things that you got to keep clear in your head is the process that you're going through, because you have a process of learning how to brand yourself first. And I'm always going to tell you, if you're not branding yourself, you're branding Save Club. If you're not branding yourself, you're branding Great World Life. If you're not branding yourself, you're branding Live Good. If you're not branding yourself, you're branding DesAlps. We don't need to brand any company. You need to brand yourself. Yourself is a brand because you have value, and people do not join businesses arbitrarily. They join people. Is anybody, give me a 1 if anybody here is familiar with the term sponsor shopping. Give me a 1 if you've ever heard the term sponsor shopping. I know Jeff knows what I'm talking about. Amy knows what I'm talking about. Hey, boss, speaking of boss babes, Amy Carpenter. And Joy, is this the first time that you've been with us? Hey, John, you're not a boss babe. I'm just messing with you, bro. So we got Wilton. We got some people here. I don't even. Joy's here. Wilton Bryson here.
Wilton is part of our downline a ways down somewhere.
Is he? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know about Joy.
Actually, Wilton is in another thing with me as far as a training platform.
Yeah. Good. Well, excellent. Excellent. Okay. So again, what I'm gonna get off of this subject for now. Because Gary's got some specific training. We want to make sure this gets covered, but I'm going to leave you all with this. again, I'm gonna repeat myself too, and you're always gonna hear me repeat myself. And if I repeat myself, that means it's very important that you have this ingrained in your memory. Become a force of nature of your own. Brand yourself, because you want to attract people to you that you want to do business with, and you have to develop the skill sets that people are going to need. Okay, because Gary and I have developed skill sets over about 60 years of combined experience online and offline. Okay, the that's great for Gary and I. Now, there's nobody here on this call right now that could ever catch up with us. And that's not what we want you to do. What we want you to do is learn from what we learned not to do.
The hard way.
You know, what there's more that we will teach you, more that Gary and I can teach you about what not to do, meaning what you're trying to do will be wasting your time, wasting your money, and all of that will do nothing but get you to a point in your mind that, hey, I can't do this. I don't want to spend this kind of time and not be successful. Okay. So part of your learning curve is making sure that you understand what not to do. Then part of your learning curve is going to understand what you want to start doing. One of the people that we've got on this call, Jeff, you got ears on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Jeff, just share real quick before we turn this over to Gary, where you were with me, because you became one of my students, well, for all practical purposes, 14 months ago, about right? Does that
That's
sound
about right. Yeah, sure
Okay.
is.
And first of all, here's all I want you to tell them is what your work schedule is, what you do on Saturdays a lot of times, and then your family life, so that they're going to get not the perception but the reality of what kind of time that you may not necessarily have, and then let them know why you're putting in the time and what you've learned over the past 14 months that's changed now versus 14 months ago.
Sure. Absolutely. Of course, I'm still attached to corporate America, and me and my wife both. We got a couple of kids, and we're just living life. But me and her both work full-time jobs, and I work probably anywhere from 50 to 60 hours a week, and she works about 50. So, but we spend a lot of time at work. So, in between that, when I come home, I spend about roughly 15, sometimes a few more, but primarily right around 15 hours a week on my business, trying to build that up. And I do that because I've got a clear vision of my whys, but I used to not. See, when I first started working with Bob not too long ago, and started coming to these trainings, I was able to figure a lot of stuff out that I had done wrong down through the years. And then one of the things that I know I had done down through the years is I never really had a why. Right. I did what I did because I wanted something out of it, but I didn't really know why I was doing what I was doing. I based it all off of money, but it's got to be more than that. You got to have a drive that says more than just a dollar figure at the end of it. So, I started doing these trainings. I started, spending more time with Bob as my upline and my mentor. And the first thing I figured out was there was two things that I've been missing down through the years uh, that I didn't have. And number one was a mentor. Number two was training like this right here. Because I was getting out there and doing what I was doing for no apparent reason. I didn't have any whys, but I also didn't have the proper training or the proper people around me. So I was just kind of spinning my wheels, going in circles. But after I got my whys and I got everything figured out, I do. I work 50 hours a week, and I come home, spend 15 hours a week or so on the computer, and I do that for a very specific reason, and that is my why, my family, right? And what that means is sacrifice. I've got to figure out right now: do I want an extra 15 hours now on the front side with my family, or do I want to sacrifice and later on have more time than that? Because first thing I plan on doing is retire my wife. And then shortly after that, I'm going to retire myself. So is it worth the sacrifice to get me to where I'm going? For me, it is. For some, it's not. But I used to never see this. I just, it was real easy for me to work a little bit online. Couldn't get where I wanted to go. So I just give up and walk away, give up and walk away, give up and walk away. And I did that for about 4 or 5 years before I finally dug my heels in after I had really started working with Bob and getting on some trainings and got everything moving in that direction. But yeah, it's really, you got to understand it all comes down to a sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice, right? Because that's what it's going to require. If you want it, you got to be willing to do whatever you need to do to get to it. And for me, I am, because the end result of what I'm doing each and every day is well worth the end results that I know are going to happen. So anyway, back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Jeff.
You bet.
Before we go one step further, does anybody have a question about what we're talking about for Jeff, for me, or for Gary? Anybody got a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead,
At
Lynn.
what point in time and how do you then introduce what you are passionate about, what product or digital thing that you're involved in? How do you
Right.
do that?
That's a great question.
Actually, Bob, let me touch on that for a second, because it's such a good question. And
Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
actually, we are actually gonna go into that subject tonight,
Oh, good.
by default. Not on
Wow.
purpose, but by default.
But I do want to preface Lynn's question, and I want to back up, and because I'm going to have Lynn speak if we got time later tonight. Lynn's been one of my students for a while now, and if you were to go and look at Lynn's Facebook profile, because we're using Jeff's, we're using Gary's, we're using mine, we're using these folks' Facebook profiles to start a branding process. Okay, we're not using Facebook for talking to your next door neighbor or your relatives. Okay, if you want to do that, that's great, but that's not what we're doing. Okay, we're using Facebook Pro for free. There's a process to this, and the bottom line is, just like Jeff McBee that's on this call, just like me and Gary many years ago, we, as I put in this a message to you all, we were where you are or where you are not yet at some point in our lives.
Mm.
Okay. Now, Gary, is it fair to say that we have no expectation that it's going to take anybody 10, 20, 30 years to do what we do if they follow what we teach and plug in consistently? Yes or no?
Well, let's go a different way. We're gonna put a different parameter, because it's a great question. Some of the things I do great is finding solutions to problems, right? And what's our number one problem in this industry? For every person, not just one. Every person, what's the number? And Bob and I could classify ourselves into this. at
Yeah,
different times.
still.
Still.
Yeah. Come on, somebody throw it out there. John Gabriel, you've been with us for a while. Hey, Beverly, good to see you. What's the number one problem? We know that there's a lot of problems, a lot of, well, let's stop using the word problem. Challenge. I would rather say that we have challenges in business. Okay, because there is challenges to running a business. And if anybody here thinks that running a business is simply learning how to take your affiliate link and not get thrown into Facebook jail, that's not running a business. Matter of fact, that's a very small part of only marketing. So Gary, give them the answer.
Prospects. You never have enough.
Never.
Ever. So tonight, we're gonna turn this around and give you a solution, or a likely solution. If you'll take tonight's lesson, it could be it could be the most important lesson to date that we've ever done.
I would totally agree.
Okay. So I thought about this problem for a little while, and it dawned on me how to solve this because this is the fruit of a conversation Bob and I had here over the last couple days, right?
Yeah.
We discussed it once or twice, in fact, right?
Yeah, we've been discussing this for about a week, actually, off and on.
So here tonight, we're going to show you a probable solution if you'll use what we train you on tonight. And so I'm gonna ask a couple questions before we really dig into this training. If I could show you a way to get not just prospects, but people making contact with you and calling you up to try and get one of the slots that you're going to offer them, would I have your attention? Give me a 10 if I have your attention now, because this is not a 1 number or a 2. This is a 10 number.
It might be a 20.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because listen very carefully what Gary's saying. The Holy Grail is the end result of your marketing effort to attract a specific client, no matter whether you are marketing a product, a service, or a business.
None of that's relevant.
No, it's not. What's relevant is that you have to get. Nobody makes a dime until you close a deal. Okay, nobody.
I want to go a little deeper into this.
Well, you're going to go way deeper than that, but we need to make sure people understand that the process of making money in your business of choice comes down to mostly knowledge first and understanding how to share the benefits of what you have that they don't have. Okay. But at the end of the day, you have got to have more of those people than anybody else. Meaning that, as an example, I'll give you my example. Every day, my number one purpose is what we call tasks that drive the opportunity to convert to dollars. And if I'm doing anything else, I'm totally wasting my time. Okay, so what does that actually look at? What it looks like is that every day, part of my job is to go prospecting. I know exactly what prospect I'm going to go for. I know exactly what pools they are in, what groups they are in, and I know exactly how I'm going to attract them. And then I know exactly how I'm going to talk to them. And then that means that now I'm building a what? I'm every day I'm building. I've shown this before where you'll see me take snapshots of 4, 5, 6 new prospects, organic prospects in my what? In my back office of Facebook. Okay. And then, and only then, once you have that pipeline started, you have to keep feeding the pipeline. It's just like I've told Lynn and I've told Jeff, you look at the fact that I've got almost 7,000 followers. Well, I didn't have 7,000 followers 2 years ago. Didn't have 7,000 followers a year ago. It took me about 14 months to actually figure out what I'm teaching now. That's only taken Lynn, only taken Amy, only taken Jeff McBee a matter of a couple of months to do, and then it's scaling. But I'm going to give this back to Gary. But if you're not getting enough prospects, then the numbers will always be against you, and you can't get to where we're going to go with this. Go ahead, Gary.
I'm going to hit on this another direction to add to it. And I'm going to use a person I'm not going to name as an example, but you guys can figure it out. Maybe I could go out there and put 200 people in my my organization, as an example. But the people I put in, the 200, I might find 3 or 4 that's doing any work. Okay?
Listen very carefully here.
I want this to sink in harder than anything that's ever sunk in for you guys. Tonight's lesson, we want you to take notes, if at all possible. And here's why. Let's say I go out, or let me not get too far ahead. What would happen for me versus the person that put 200 in if I go put in 15 people this week and all 15 have the ability to get 7, 5, 7 each month? And they're replicating what we do in teamwork. Who do you think will be ahead of the game in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? The person that put 200 in, or the person that put 15, but the team is building? They're doing the very same thing, replicating.
Now, make no mistake when you're understanding what Gary is speaking of, is that until you've put, this is kind of like if you've never made $10,000 a month, you don't understand what $10,000 a month looks like. If you've never made $5,000 a month, you don't even understand what $5,000 a month looks like or what it takes to get there. If you've never brought in more than 2 people in your life into any one organization, you don't understand what it looks like to bring in 5 people or 10 people, much less teach them how to do that. But what if you had a way with technology and marketing that would help you? Give us a 1 if that makes sense of what we're talking about. Give us a 1. Right. Because I don't want you to get caught up in, oh my God, you're going to shut your ears, you're going to shut your brain off, because Gary's talking now about him bringing in 15 people, and he just taught those 15 people to bring in 5 as an example. Okay. And your first thought psychologically is, I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, you haven't done that. The point is you have to learn how to do it, and then you have to learn how to teach it. Go ahead, Gary.
Well, we're gonna go real deep into this tonight. But here's the problem that most people had. Bob had it, I had it, and everybody that's on the call or in our organization at one time had this problem. We didn't have the credibility, the authority, and the position at that time when we started. And that's the position that each of you, most of you anyway, fall in that category. Give me a 3 if you think you fall in that category right now. So what if we had a solution that allowed you to use somebody else's authority, and the people that you make contact with are just as joyous to talk to you because of what you're offering through our authority? Anybody starting to see a picture take place here?
This is third-party confirmation. Old school, this is third-party confirmation. This is also why we teach you that until you know what you need to know and understand what you need to do, you don't do it. What you do is you learn how to share information. Remember what we teach in belly-to-belly marketing. This is what Gary's alluding to, that when you have the ability to use third-party referrals, we are third-party referrals. A 6-figure guy, a 6-figure gal, somebody's gonna, oh, I get to talk to somebody that's making 6 figures a year, or maybe 5 figures a month. That's sponsor shopping stuff too. That's who they want to talk to. So
Yep.
You haven't got there yet, but you have to learn how to get there. So this is what Gary's talking about, that you are going to be given the opportunity to utilize us in order to accomplish that thereby making you also this at the same level. Okay. And it does, a person doesn't have to know that you're not at the same level. All they got to know is that you are going to be shown a process that's replicatable. You heard the term duplication. Replication, I think, is a better word that Gary's come up with. Without replication, you don't do anything. And we didn't go, Gary and I didn't go from 2 in the DeSalbs business model to 125,000 after 8 months without replication. Would that sound correct, Gary?
Yes, yes, yes. Hey,
Go ahead, Gary.
this is, see, this is we're stealing an old method and modernizing it. How many of you have been on a three-way call with your sponsor and a prospect in the past?
That's a great question. Give us a 2 if you've ever been on a 3-way call with your sponsor in the past. We'll see how many people old school. I know Amy. Amy can give a 2. I know Jeff McBee could do it. So Wilton is telling us he's never been in
It's
that
okay.
scenario.
You don't have to.
No.
We're just giving you the knowledge of what used to be, and we're going to modernize this technique so each of you get to use this technique for yourselves. Now, here's the key. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to start to dig into this. We got the background. I think everybody gets a picture of where we're headed with it, but now we need to see it in reality. So I'm going to go and share my screen. Everybody needs to let me know they can see my screen, please.
I can now.
So I just started to put this post together for this training. And I used ChatGPT to build what I wanted for this post. And you'll understand it when you get to see the video, which is in just a few minutes. But build wealth with just 2 people. Now, listen real close. We will personally take 10 people each, Bob and I, and mentor and train them into actual success and income. Total commitment to startup is $129. Our training days are Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Imagine signing up 2 people and become auto-funded forever. No more monthly out-of-pocket expenses. That's the power of the system. You don't have to keep paying every month. Instead, you're positioned for profit and growth, and so on and so on. Okay? Weekly personalized training for your success. Now, how many of you on this call, if you saw this, would you be willing to pay $129 for personalized training? Is the training value itself worth $129? What do you say, guys? Okay, so let's go a little farther. We've taken the number of 10 people each. That's 20 people. Where'd my post go? I lost my post.
I don't know. You had it out in front of somehow you had it out in front of your entire browser. I don't know how you did that, but
I don't either.
you might want to close your Troy Dooley messenger.
Yeah, I'm trying to get over to it.
Take it home.
So I already know where, look, I've got ChatGPT up anyway. I could go look at the whole post. So, and we'll move this out of the way. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. Come on. There we go. Nope. Where'd my ChatGPT go? I closed it, I think. So let's open it back up. I hate when something don't go right.
Hey, Faye.
So I asked it to give me a 4,000 character description. Now that I closed it, don't want to give it to me. I must have let that expire. All right, we'll move on from there. I'll come back to it once I can get. There's another way to do it though. You'll remember who I am. Many of you are using ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot on a regular basis, guys. See if it'll pull it back up for me. Yeah, okay, now we got it back up. So now I had to do a couple changes from this. Okay.
And Gary, before you go any further,
Yeah.
we're going to have a video, a step-by-step video where you're actually going through the process of how do you get Chat GPT, how do you employ Chat GPT in this Copilot, and to get to what you've just done there.
Okay. That's an easy thing to do. I can
Well,
make
it's been easy for you, correct?
it's easy once you get a hang of using these Copilot, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever you want to use. They're very easy, but you need to be descriptive to what you really want, or you'll keep having to make changes.
Right. That's the whole point. That you're going to have to teach people how to understand to use prompts.
Yes. So here's the changes that we had to make. I like this information up close to the top where they see this right here. Okay. Now, I would not write it this way. I would say, contact me in Messenger or call me at this number, and I put down my hours I'm willing to take calls. Folks, what do you think will happen if you don't put down the hours you're willing to take calls? I had one call at 1:30 in the morning here 3 or 4 days ago from New Jersey wanting to know how to save on his electric bill.
Hey, Gary,
Yes.
regardless of the time that you're getting the calls, because now that you're specifying, tell everybody what the Holy Grail is when you do marketing like this. Tell them what the Holy Grail is.
The Holy Grail is when people call you versus you trying to call them.
And when you started this marketing, you didn't start getting calls right away, correct?
No, it started to build up.
But tell them how many calls you've actually gotten. That now you got to understand what we're talking about, folks. This marketing that you're looking at, this post as an example, what you're looking at, that's going out into different social media platforms. And there's technology that he's got now that he probably don't have time to go into, that will post this on all kinds of social media platforms. But the gold is in the follow-up, but the follow-up doesn't start until you have a connection. And the fact that he's getting so this past week, tell everybody how many phone calls you got just off of the little bit of marketing you're testing right now.
The best day I had was 5 calls. incoming calls. 5 was my best day. But I think I've passed 30 now. And I made
30 incoming calls from organic marketing. Pretty much.
yes. So here's the thing. How much resistance do you have from an incoming call that's already interested in what you have or you're talking about on your post?
The only resistance you have is in order to be able to answer their questions, and you learn to be a good listener.
Yes. Well, listening is the number one skill we can ever have. So we're right at 4,000 characters. I added a few more hashtags. I highlighted them. I'm gonna have to redo that, but we're gonna go ahead and cut and paste and do it again so everybody can see this. It's my personal number, John. I have 2 phones. There's one of them I use for something like this. Okay. So let's cut and paste this. I'm not going to have time to do the hashtags the way I want to do them. It'll be too time consuming. So for this example, we're going to do it kind of not the way I would completely do it. Oh, wait a second. Here it is. Ah, look at here, Bob. It was still there. All right, now I know where it was hiding. Okay. So my next step with this is to do what? You got my see first comment for details. Okay. And I'm going to be very specific up there. And I'm going to put that up here. I'm going to do what? Now, why am I putting this up here? Oops, I'm not paying attention, am I? Tell me why I'm doing that, guys. Come on. Put your thinking hats on. Oops. And what's everybody think? Tell me why we're doing it this way. Some won't read everything. They'll glance over the first. So watch, I'm going to go one step farther. Here's what I'm going to do. Pay real close attention here. Boom, boom. Oops. Now, see what I did there? I separated it so this stands out. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you open the post to see what I got, you can see this in the description with no problem. If you don't want to open it up and read it all, you're still going to see my phone number and the first comments. Okay? I never used my phone number until recently in posts like this. I never saw anybody else do it either. I just started doing this and it's a cause and effect. But here, since we got this ready, I want to put the video up there and play the video so you guys can see the whys that they will call you. It's not a very long video. I made this one short. Okay? Shirley, I'm on a call. Hold on, guys. Bob, take over for a second, please. Shirley, you not holding on.
Hey, guys, anybody got any questions so far?
Yes, do you then post it and then go back in to your post and then put the extra comment in? Or does it all happen in one step?
Well, the way he's doing it, you would have to post it and then go in and put the comments, because you see that he says see link in the comments.
Okay,
So it looks to be like a two-step process, right, Gary?
You're right.
Okay.
The two-step, it takes about less than a minute and this video will get posted. You see a pop-up, it's being processed, we'll let you know. And what you're gonna have is you're in your feed. So this will pop up in it'll say
There's your car, Megan.
it will actually say your video is ready for viewing, and then it won't show you over in the meta because I'm in a pro account. So what I have to do is come over here to my personal, and there it is, guys. Now watch what we do. I want everybody to hear this.
We virtually eliminate failure. What if you could just sign 2 people and auto-fund forever without an auto ship? What if you had a 6-figure mentor personally train you to create that dream income? Entire out-of-pocket was just $129, period. Put away the credit cards, enter the perfect deal, where you're taught how exactly to build something special. See comments for 10 lucky people to be personally mentored into success.
All right, guys,
Now that's fire, brother.
that is power. And
Mhm.
it
Now,
should
Gary, I got a
do-
question for you.
Yes.
So when you make this, does it have the capability of when somebody sees it and touches it, that it just starts playing, or do they have to click on it to play?
It's a good question.
Because if you're scrolling, the whole purpose of what Gary's talking about too is stopping people from scrolling on your wall because you want to stop them dead in their tracks.
Yes.
So if I'm on his wall, this is what I'm talking about. So if I'm on his wall, he's got a pin post. So we're not talking about the pin post. This is going to come after the pin post at some point. So what he's getting me to do from psychology is to stop. Now, if I see what I see on that particular, I'm probably am going to stop. But what would really help is if when I stop, that it comes on automatically where I don't have to click on it to play. So I don't know if it does that or not, Gary.
It doesn't do it for me. I've got to hit. Two things happen with Facebook with a video. First place, we're gonna let's try. We're gonna share this. And because we're sharing it, any one of you should be able to go see this. But normally it's muted and you got to hit the speaker to be able to hear it. So we're going to watch it again real quick. It's only 23 seconds, but it's a powerful 23 seconds.
Failure trying opportunities. We virtually eliminate failure. What if you could just sign 2 people and auto-fund forever without an auto ship? What if you had a 6-figure mentor personally train you to create that dream income? Entire out-of-pocket was just 129, period. Put away the credit cards. Enter the perfect deal, where you're taught how exactly to build something special. See comments for 10 lucky people to be personally mentored into success.
All right, let's throw this out there. I can put it on YouTube and it will auto play.
Yeah.
I can put it on Vimeo, it will auto play. I can put it on Instagram. I can put it on LinkedIn. I can put this on Medium. I can put there's thousands of places I can put this and have the effect I want. Now, the key for all of us, every one of you, you're going to get a copy of this video, and you can have a copy of the text to use. And I will make some shorter ones for you for Instagram and other places. Okay? Every one of the social medias have a criteria that they use, what they allow. Okay? How many of you have an Instagram account right now? Give me one if you have Instagram. Okay, good, good. How many of you have a YouTube account? 2 for YouTube. Good. X. 3 for X.
Give me a 5 if you're not using any social media right now. Be honest. Be honest with us. Give us a 5 if you're not using any social media. Yeah,
Good.
Amy uses TikTok too.
I do too. I do too. I didn't used to, but I've really gotten into it lately. Pinterest I use too. Yes. Now, guys, even if you don't post every day, you got to have the accounts. You know why? Because some sites allow, like Medium, allow you to share to other sites. Facebook allows you to post on Instagram at the same time too. Okay? So if
Yeah, but Facebook, I've noticed one thing, that when I'm creating reels and stuff, Facebook will tell me more than not that they can't share it with Instagram. Doesn't tell you why,
yeah, you're
that
right.
they won't share it with Instagram, but it tells me more times than not that whatever I'm doing, and it doesn't look like there's any reason why it shouldn't, but yeah.
So here's the thing. Every one of you can take this video and make use of it, and you are basically the 6-figure mentor. They will not know any different. You will get people that want to, for this message is so powerful, you are going to get people with it. Okay? Can anybody see any fault or weakness in what I just shared with you as far as the message behind this particular video? What do you think, guys?
So Jeff, you're saying that you can reverse that. So if you instigate a post on Instagram, it's automatically putting it on Facebook. That's interesting.
Guys, I'm going to show you a peek of something I have, and I have 18 available accounts in there. Okay, I'm not going to sell you on it. I'm just going to show it to you.
Well, there's going to be a reason you're going to want this technology, or you're going to be spending a lot of time doing individual posting.
Nah, this automates everything. 21 social sites. And it does like it let me go down to automation just to show you. I haven't even got it completely set up yet. And I've already got 2 people I've put in to this. but it'll allow it to do connect all of these, and you have the ability in the automation. If I put a post on Facebook, it'll send it to all these other ones. Okay? Let me see if I can find the automation list. Let me see if I also I have content discovery. I got so much stuff in here. It's insane.
John, there are other platforms that allow you to post across social media.
Yeah, I can even add RSS feeds, and all kinds of stuff. But I'm gonna go to the blog side just so you can get a peek of the blog. These are the ones that aren't as common. In the video, there's 4 different platforms. E-commerce I can connect, social media. These are your familiar one. You're familiar with all these: Instagram, LinkedIn, X, Telegram, Google My Business, right? You're all familiar with those. But let's go into the blog, and I can automate all this stuff. There's your Blogger, your Reddit, Medium, your Tumblr, WordPress. And once I add all this stuff, then I go into automation, and if I post in one, say I post in Blogger or YouTube, it's called a trigger. If I trigger one, it sends it to the other 20 with that post, but it changes what it needs for each one. For example, if I do a post on, say, YouTube, which will take 5,000 characters, you can't use 5,000 characters on Instagram. So it will change it to what it needs it to be.
Well, that's worth the money just in itself.
I mean, here's what I'm going to tell you, folks. For you to post every day, or even set up with a calendar, because I can set up for 30 days at a time with a few tweaks with the calendar, and schedule everything. Okay. Let's say I want to schedule the month of October. Okay. I'm in September. I can't really go there yet, it looks like. But you see where I'm
I'll be
going?
back in a minute, Gary.
Go ahead. See, it's got some placeholders there right now. Okay, so it's not gonna even let me see it. Okay. There's all kinds of neat stuff in here we can do. We can do all these templates and change them and edit with these things. It's kind of neat. I've only had it for a few days. I don't have it completely set up, but I've got 18 different openings that I'm able to sell. Okay. I spent a lot of money to open the platform. I do have 2 people I've already given a slot to. Let me average out and see what my price is. And anybody that's interested in taking one of these slots, I can set something up where you can get a what you call a sub account under mine. It's all personal, goes right to your email. Hey, you have your own login, you have your own setup, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, John, it'll ask you. It's called a trigger, and so whatever you want to post on one, whatever account you tie to it, it may do all 20 all at once if you post on, say, Blogger or YouTube or Facebook or whatever you want to do. Once you have it set up, and you can schedule month out at one time on a single day. So I could take one day, build all my content, and do all these posts for an entire month. how fan. Oh, also check this out, guys. They have complete analytics. So you can see who follows you, how much activity you got, everything. Page clicks, your likes, your post engagement, your fans, audience growth. They have these in scales and so on.
Hey, does that have retargeting in it?
No, it's the only thing it doesn't have that I've found. I haven't found retargeting.
Kind of surprised that it doesn't. That's
They
sophisticated.
may be something they're adding. It also stores your hashtags. You can
That's a big deal.
you can take and do your hashtags and label them. I've got hashtags 1 and 2 in here so far. You also do branding. I've only put 2 brands in here so far. I put my name. Well, I put 3, I'm sorry. And we got team brands too. Got the Zalp Save Club and me. Okay. So you have a lot of power in this. I'm going to estimate my cost will be somewhere around, if I sell any of these, it'll be somewhere close to $50 a month, but I'm going to try and keep it under that. And I'm going to tell you, that's pennies on a dollar for the amount of time and work that you go through. I have an agency. I bought the entire package. But any of the tools in here, there's so much stuff. It's just insane. And there's a video in here. I've got the video. I can upload that video if you ask for it. Hit me up on Facebook Messenger. I'll send you the video and you can look and see it. You can watch their training video and see if it fits what you want to do or not. But I don't want to make this a sell fest, so let's get back to training.
Yeah. And we're almost at the top of the hour here.
Yeah. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna get each of you this video, what I'm currently using for description, and I will create some smaller descriptions for you for Instagram, TikTok, whatever social site you want to use, Pinterest. And I get them perfect for each one in length for you. You'll have to edit with your information to personalize it. Okay? What I mean by personalizing it is you want them to call you, not me, right? If you have a website, like in Bob's case, you want to send them to your website or your capture page first, or create one just for this. You have the ability to do that. Okay? So who on here in the call can visualize generating that 5 to 10 every single month from here? You've already got my mail, Wilton. All you gotta do is respond to me. Remember? All right, in case you don't, here is my email, guys. So we'll get you everything you need to make use of this. Anybody see the value of being able to recruit and teach your people how to get 5 to 10 every month using this system? Anybody see this? Now we're interactive. Come on now. Is this our best to date that you could see your way, not just the trees, but now you see the forest? You like that expression, Bob? See, we're giving you a system that you can teach your people to replicate their recruiting.
Yeah, I would say we probably qualify as six-figure income earners, Gary.
We're already there. We're already there.
There's a lot to digest, as there always is in marketing. So one of the things that you've got to be able to do is digest whether or not you're going to be able to make the time to do this. Okay. None of what we teach matters unless you make the time
No,
to
Lynn.
learn it.
No.
It's not just about learning, because I'm a visual person. So I'll assume that most of you here are visual. And what that means to me is that I have to have a video, or I have to be with somebody and do step-by-step things until I learn what I'm doing, so I don't have to think about what I'm doing.
Hey,
Give me a
Bob,
two if that makes sense.
let's take 5 more minutes and cover lit so people aren't confused. Let's tell you how the system will work. Lynn, I see your ad with that video, right? And I call you up on the phone if you're going to use your phone, for example. I'll say, Lynn, can you explain to me how I can spend 129, become financially free? We just signed 2 people up. So let's use Bob. It'll be a little more comfortable, and he's a little more used to this. So I call Bob up on the phone. I seen your video, Bob. I'm interested. I have $129. What do I got to do? And is there any guarantee that I'm gonna make money spending
No
my money?
guarantees, Gary.
Okay.
There's no guarantees, but what I can guarantee you is that if you decide that you like what we're doing and want to take the opportunity to learn, I can guarantee you that if you plug into our training and follow our process and apply it with us being the mentors that we are, that I can guarantee you that 90 days from now, you're not going to be in the same place you are today. Does that make sense, Gary?
Yes. Now let's switch roles for a second, Bob. Because normally when Bob calls me, one of the things I'm going to hit is his pain points. His pain points were addressed in that little short 20-some second video. What's his pain point, guys?
No prospects.
Failure.
Without prospects, you can't get beyond failure.
So Bob, I understand you've tried network marketing before, and you've never even made $500 a month. Is that correct by what you told me so far?
Yeah, outside of my job, that's correct.
So what if we could show and teach you a way that we're going to eliminate 3 or 4 different problems that you've experienced in the past? You've added people, and 3 months later they drop down.
That's pretty much my life
Okay.
for the first 7 years.
So you started out with that bag, and it kind of unraveled on you. You're spending $80 a month on that auto ship every month. Christmas is coming. Your wife's putting pressure on you because she thinks you're wasting your time and your money, right?
Correct.
Does this seem like it fits?
That's
So
pretty much 100%.
what happens, Bob, if I could show you how to just sign 2 people, never use your credit card again, it's auto funded, and you don't have no $80 or any money coming out on a monthly basis.
Well, you've got my attention, that's for sure.
Okay. So here, Bob, this is what I'm gonna tell you. We train people every Thursday. We're gonna invite you to that first call, whether you commit with us or not. Do you think you could be there at 8 p.m. next Thursday?
Well, I think that's fair enough.
Okay. Now, how hard is that approach, guys?
Give us a 1 if anybody here can say that they can do what we just did with a little work. Give us a 1. Give us a 2 if you don't see it or you can't understand what we're doing. Be honest.
Yeah, we'll help you no
I
matter
only see
what.
one person with a 1, so
Yeah,
like Gary says, we're interactive here. There's 2 people. We got 8 more.
Lynn, did that kind of cover how to approach this for you?
I think so, but you said there was $129 fee that that person has to pay, correct?
Once they commit, once you get the commitment can come then if they're ready, or it can come after they've been through a training and see what we do. It's you.
Well, $129 is not exactly correct because
Well,
there's a
let's
back
do-
office fee
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah, it's 120 plus back office. And I'll break
So
it down. There are 3 options. They have $9 a month. They have 45 for 6 months and 81 for 12 months. Okay?
that's what it's going to be once
That's
we
what
launch,
it's gonna be once they launch.
unless they extend the promo again.
Yeah. So you deal with those issues as you have to deal with them. Nobody's gonna call you out over $9 a month.
No.
So
Okay?
we're using our Thursday night as a tease.
You're using your Thursday night to solidify their training to teach them how to do exactly what tonight's training did. See, here's the thing. If the video works, Lynn, if the video pulls in 5 leads over the next 2 to 3 weeks for you, do you think it'll work for your prospects?
Yeah,
Okay. See, the key to what we're doing is to teach the team the same exact thing that we're talking about doing tonight. Okay. So when we sign somebody up, think of it this way. When we sign somebody up, they officially sign up, right? What are we going to get in their hands right away?
a video?
A video and the text and script for the different social sites, right? And we're going to walk with them through getting their first post up so they get a feel for doing it. Okay. See, here's the biggest thing that people fail with in this industry. If you don't, when you sign somebody up, officially sign them up, if they don't engage in that first 48 hours, the chances of them engaging is next to nothing. Okay? Anybody seen the TV program First 48?
Mhm.
What's
Yeah.
their message is if we don't solve it in that first 48 hours, it's going to end up in a cold case file, right? Networking works the same way. If you don't get them engaged and on the calls and doing something in that first 2 or 3 days, the excitement will disappear.
So you work with them individually.
We work with them both individually and as a team. Okay?
Yes.
We get them on the Thursday calls, we get them engaged, but where else do we send them? How many calls will say, in this case, we're talking about dissolves, how many calls does dissolves have or will have? And what days of the week? We want them on the calls, we want them on the training. Okay?
Mhm.
You see where I'm going with that? If you get them engaged, what are they going to do? They're going to start doing what you did that brought them into business. They're going to post the videos. They're going to post the text messages. If they don't know how, what are we going to do? We're going to teach them how. Right?
Yes.
Okay. See, everybody is at a different level. So it's not one size fit all. We have to adjust to where they're at to get them to where they want to get to. Yes. Correct.
Is that 129 for the course?
No,
Is that per month or at what point
No,
in
no, no,
time
no.
are they successful?
all right. So let's break down the 129. I don't want to confuse anybody. When DSALPS reopens, the initial cost that Bob and I put in when we started was 129. Right? That's all it was offered back then. Initially.
Well, we put in 120 and the $45.
And 45. So we had a year deal that we were
We still do. So does everybody else right now.
right. But when they open to the world, we don't know if that's there. So we use the basic price of 129 because it's 120 plus a $9 back office fee. Don't get caught up in that because the dollars you're talking to people that are used to the whole concept of a business should cost $4.99. Most businesses out there were based on a $4.99 structure. Why did they use a $4.99 structure? Everybody know the answer to it? Nobody knows the answer? Bob, do you know the answer?
Repeat it, Gary. I've got family over here.
Oh, why do most companies, networking companies, the bulk of them used a $4.99 startup?
Well, I know why I would. Because if you don't have enough skin in the game, they won't do anything to
Yep.
begin with. That's
That's
usually
one.
the psychology behind it.
That's one. But any expense over $500 has a different legal deal as well. And from a legal standpoint, if they went over $500, they fall a different category with SEC and different regulating agencies. So they try and keep it under $500. Okay. And Bob's right about the skin in the game, because if you got $500 in something, you're gonna at least give it a shot, right?
There's been a lot of different psychology about this over the years as to what motivates people besides money. Jeff alluded to that earlier, which is the why that you're going to do what you're going to do. The end of the day, you're going to do two things. You're going to invest time more than you're going to invest money,
Yes.
unless you're doing it all wrong. And those that are doing it all wrong are investing very little time and just a bunch of money every month, thinking that it's just going to miraculously happen and they're going to sell products or they're going to sell services or people are going to just come because they put their link out there. I can't stress enough to how wrong that all is. So
Yeah.
the idea behind what Gary's talking about is that you're not paying for training. Now, in DSALPS, that's exactly what you did pay for. The
Yes.
$120 pays for the training that they have in the back office now, because that's exactly what their comp plan video speaks to. The $9 a month, if that's what you were paying, pays for the back office, which is pretty standard. And a lot of times it's a lot more than that. But
And generally at least 20 or 24.
But remember, when you're running a business, you have expenses. Does anybody pay their bill? Give me a one if you have bills at your house to pay for your electric, your gas, your water, your cable, your cell phone. Give me a one. Give me a two if you have no bills. I don't think there's going to be anybody here that doesn't have some kind of bills wherever they live. Yep, we've got monthly bills. Okay, now what's the point of this? The point of this is that you're already running a business from your home. Why? Well, because you got money coming in from whatever source. The source doesn't matter. What matters is that you have an income stream coming from somewhere. Most likely, it's because you are earning a living because you're working for somebody else. And that's all fine and good because that's what we're taught to do as we go through the school system.
Hey,
The point is that you don't want to keep doing that, or you do want to keep doing that. And if you don't want to keep doing that, you know that you only have a certain amount of time. So all this goes to tell you that you're going to invest in your business. And so you're investing in the business. So within DesAlps, that's the investment. You're going to get the training as a byproduct of the investment. Now, that's training that you get from DesAlps, what's in there, and they will grow that, all those video modules that they have in the back office right now. What we're talking about is over and above what DesAlps. This money's not coming to us. That's your investment to start your business. That sound about right, Gary?
That's perfect answer. Does anybody want to go a little deeper with this, maybe in the other social sites next week, and show you how each one plays with this video? Give me a 5 if you'd like to do that, or you want to move on to something else.
You're a squirrely dog.
Okay, we can kind of plan on doing that because every social site's just a little different in how it reacts. Because I don't want to keep everybody late tonight, but I do want to make sure that every one of you get that video and you get that video and the text to your people. So I'm gonna make a document and I'm gonna make a download for this video. So you guys, now we'll do some variations of this video. This won't be the only video. Same message, but different lengths, different images a little bit. That's
We'll have the
okay with you guys.
capability of putting it in different languages. Because
Yes.
you know we are a global business. We're not just in the United States. We're not just in Canada. A matter of fact, we've got Comey here who's in Jamaica. You know, so Comey would love to be able to have videos that she could share. Because the easiest way to do things is that you share the two videos. And with DesAlps, you're going to want to have the Y video, which has been approved by the company 14 months ago and it's still being used. And then then a presentation video.
John, you can hit me up in Teams, you can hit me up in Messenger, whatever's convenient. Or if you need to email me, I can just send you a download link and we can do it from there. I'll put these texts up into a document and share the document next week. So you'll have text for YouTube, you'll have it for Instagram, you'll have it for Tumblr, you'll have it for Medium, you'll have it for TikTok, you'll have it for X, whatever you want. We'll have it set up and that'll give me time to get it all put together and organized for you. And may have some additional videos for you with the same basic message. Okay, so we're gonna bring the call to an end because Shirley's starting to holler at me, so she needs something.
She needs your attention. That's what she needs.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, it's always a pleasure. If we need anything, anybody have any final questions before I get off of here? Give me final thoughts, what you thought of tonight and where we could head with this.
And then also, when you all have training that you would like to see that you haven't seen or that you want or need in particular, you need to voice that. And then we can plug that in as we go week to week. But you know what I'm always going to say? I'm always going to challenge each and every one of you to, first of all, if you have a team in any business, you need to get them plugged into training that they're probably not getting. That's what we really focus on, is offering training that most people have probably never even seen. Okay, because anybody can teach anybody to take an affiliate link and go put it on Facebook or put it in Facebook groups. That's not marketing. That's your way to get yourself put in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all fine and good. But the challenge is always going to be that you need to always be what? You always need to be prospecting. So the easiest way to start developing a relationship with a prospect is to bring them to training that you don't have to do yet. Eventually, when you have 20,000 people, 100,000 people, you'll be doing your own things. But until you do, you always want to have a place that you can bring folks. And I guarantee you, if you just have the simple conversation in advertising groups and you connect with people and you ask them how their business is going, when you get down to the dirty nitty gritty, they're going to tell you, well, their sponsors MIA. Well, they've got training, but I don't understand it. And on and on and on. So the easiest reach that you will ever have, which is in a non-sales situation, is to invite and get people to come to training. Now, the old adage is still out there. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. And that holds true with this. But if you work the numbers and you focus on developing relationships with individuals, you will find the ones that are serious, like those of you that are right here. You're not here because you don't have anything else better to do. I'll just put it to you that way.
Hey, guys, we built
Okay.
scarcity into it with the number 10 in the video. Remember that. We built the scarcity into the video with saying we're going to take 10 people and mentor them. That puts something special on your video. And yeah, yes.
Yes. We
Yeah.
don't care we don't care what business they're in, because most of you here probably are doing more than one or two things.
Lynn, I will make a version of this for Safe Club. I just ran out of time to be able to accomplish that before training. Okay. And I wanted to focus on the DisAlps because the hooks are better. Okay. It's a better hook.
Well, we're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to open live. So
And we're getting ready to open live, so I wanted to get it done. But the key to this is getting the people beneath you the tools to replicate like you're going to replicate. Okay? That's the key to all of it. If you just sign people up and they fall out in 3 months, what have you accomplished? Nothing. Right? But if you sign people up and they're signing people up because you shared a system with them, and they'll share it with their people, and they'll share it with their people, what happens? I'll tell you what happens. You end up with 125,000 people in 8 months.
yeah, because you got to remember one most important thing. Hey, Gary,
Yes.
how many people do you have direct to you?
2.
How many people do I have?
2.
So my first level has 2 people. How many of those people do they have direct to them?
2.
2. And this was a concept that we came up with and we taught. Now we're going to expand because part of that compensation plan is a unilevel, which means that you're going to go wide and then back deep. So you can take the example of going from 2 to 5 and then building that 5 levels deep. The process is still the same, because in that particular business model, you want to be able to build your first 5 levels, and you want to know exactly everybody in those first 5 levels. The fact that we do is the reason that we not only have the largest single team in the whole company, but we get paid every month because of that. And a lot of people that are way below us in the company are struggling because they didn't build it this way. But team building is what Gary's talking about tonight. And I think that that's something that we will continue to focus on no matter what we're doing.
Yes.
Okay, Gary.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up there. We'll continue next week and we'll get down into more of the swamp and the nitty gritty. And we're gonna push the replication side of this hard. So here's what I want as a commitment for each of you on the call. I want you to commit to the system, but I also want you to commit to your people as you bring them in and help them with their people as you bring them in to get the videos and the training out to them as rapidly as you can. And I can tell you this, in 5 or 6 months, you'll be smiling wall to wall if you follow what we're doing.
All righty. Gary, we may be having another meeting, you and me, in about 30 minutes.
I gotta go take care of Shirley for a little bit.
Yeah,
So let's call me on the phone.
I will.
Okay.
All right, gang.
All right.
Love each and every one of you. God loves you. So
Yeah.
do we. We'll see you all next week, or you know how to get a hold of us any day of the week. Bye for now.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.